My name is @Kaeli_Martin. It's great to be here at #Columbus14. Did you know that yesterday was #Man Crush Monday? Or that the day before that was #Selfie Sunday? It's funny that social media has made a new name and hashtag for every day of the week. Actually, today is one of my favorites, #Transformation Tuesday. People post side-by-side photos of themselves. Sometimes they compare their weight loss or just show how much they've grown up. But what if you could scroll through Instagram or Twitter and click on those hashtags and see how people have changed spiritually? How cool would that be to see how people have changed? But have you ever had that friend that you just knew needed a change in their life, but you felt like it would never happen? Maybe it seems like they'll never come to church because they go to parties every weekend. They'll never get out of trouble because of the friends they hang out with. Or maybe you don't have hope that they'll be a Christian because they say they don't believe in God. There are always those people that just seem unreachable. The Bible is filled with all sorts of unlikely stories of transformation. You have David, who went from little shepherd boy to king over all God's people. Gomer was a prostitute and wound up the wife of a prophet. One of my favorites is Paul. We know him as the guy who wrote most of the New Testament, but he wasn't always doing big things for God. Before he met Jesus, he actually hated Christians. He said in Acts 22:4, "I made trouble for everyone who followed the Lord's way. I even had some of them killed. I had others arrested and put in jail. I didn't care if they were men or women." This guy was #bad to the bone. He was killing Christians and throwing them in jail, and he terrorized the church. People just had to think he was unreachable, unsavable. His Transformation Tuesday happened on an ordinary day. Same old Saul riding town on his AD 31 model donkey, and boom, Jesus showed up. Saul is blinded by a light, and Jesus himself speaks to him. A little later in Acts 9, it says, immediately something like scales fell from Saul's eyes, and he could see again and was baptized. Saul went from persecuting believers to getting baptized like one in about a day. Talk about transformation. And as time went on, his transformation went even further as he became Paul, a hero of the faith and leader of the first century church. Let's talk about two things. Number one, God can reach anybody. The hopeless, the ones that we want to give up on. He got through to Paul, opening his eyes physically and spiritually. That same kind of transformation is available for us. We're not too far gone. We haven't run too far for God to reach us. In Isaiah 59, it says, "Surely the arm of the Lord is not too short to save." God is aggressive at reaching people. Secondly, he prefers to use us. The main way he usually reaches people is through other people. He took this unreachable Saul and to impact thousands of people. If you have already experienced this transformation, there are people you know that need that transforming love of God. Paul wrote later in 2 Corinthians that we as believers are Christ's ambassadors. You may be scared about sharing Jesus, but that shouldn't stop you. God told Moses that he had heard all the cries of his suffering people and that he would deliver them. But then he said, "Go, Moses, I'm sending you." God used stuttering Moses to deliver a whole nation, runaway Jonah to save a whole city, and cowardly Peter to lead thousands to the same Christ he denied. God can save anybody he wants, any way he wants, but he wants to use us. That should inspire us to live bold lives and pray big prayers for our friends. Let's believe that. Let's stop thinking that people are hopeless. Let's pray for them and tell them about what Jesus has done. I can share how Jesus has rescued me from depression. You can share your story. Together, our transformation stories might inspire them to have their own. Maybe our churches would look a lot different if we saw that there was hope and purpose for every person that walks through our doors. If we stopped limiting our views about God, if we would let him change us to be more like him, who else would he reach? #, thank you.